You can bet in a heartbeat that I make quality videos.
He, she, man, woman, male, female, man, human, son, person, swaffa-hooper. Men fabricated the idea that they are the default sex to compensate for their biological inferiority and general superfluousness. This is not just the natural order. This is the language of a patriarchal culture. Oh my god, no, you are wrong on so many levels, and as a linguist, this makes me ache something terrible. In my linguistics class in undergrad, we actually made fun of people who think like you along these lines, and for good reason, because you are wholly ignorant and are choosing to spin narratives about things and fields which you know completely nothing about, yet pretend you do. 1. She. This word evolved naturally from Old English from sio, hio, which were just words to refer to feminine, female people evolving from Proto-Germanic words, meaning that or there. He, as a word, evolved from the same ideas, but Proto-Germanic words for this and here. Your idea of patriarchal language further falls apart when you compare this part of English to other Germanic languages, of which English is related. The words in German for he and she were and sie, completely unrelated. So it is by clear happenstance, not some patriarchal conspiracy, that the words he and she in English have similar form. 2. Woman. Oh god, this one always gets my goat when people go for this one. Man did not used to mean male. Man used to mean humanity, human being. The old words in Old English for male adult person and female adult person were man and with man, respectively. We can see this relation in words like werewolf and wife as being the remnants of the base were and the base with. Women evolved phonologically from the word withman by natural processes where the F sound dropped and the I became lax. Man dropped its were stem for reasons mostly unknown, but I can guarantee have nothing to do with patriarchy because phonological change has no basis in that. 3. Female. Male and female actually come etymologically from two completely different words. Male comes from Old French masle, which means masculine, while female came from Old French as, well, femella, which meant young woman. This is another case, just like he and she, where the words coincidentally ended up looking similar without having any direct correlation in historical linguistic processes to make them as such. 4. Human. This word etymologically derives from Proto-Indo-European gomon, which means earthly being as opposed to heavenly being, which would refer to gods. You have some small glimmer of hope here in that the word does eventually branch off into the word for man in some languages, but this is still too small of a precedent to base any conspiratorial thinking like you are doing off of. 5. Person. This one offends me the most, simply because I love the fuck out of Etruscan language, and your continued ignorance just irks me at this point. Person derives from persona, from Latin, which meant the same meaning, which ultimately derived from pursue, Etruscan for mask, as Etruscans would often have theater performances using masks to give identity to the performers. So never once did person have any meaning to do with son. So yes, this is the natural order of language. Please never proselytize your faulty ideology and misandrous thinking within speaking about word origins and morphology again, as unless you actually do fact-checking, I will school the ever-loving hell out of you. Stay in your lane. Thank God for the explanation above. And the insult pussy is from the word pusillanimous, meaning coward, not the slang term for female genitalia, which comes from the old German Norse word for vulva, puce, which is also not the source of calling cats pussy, which comes from the Germanic root word for cat, pus, which is also not where we get the term sourpuss from, because that comes from the Irish word for lip or mouth, puss. The history of words is often more interesting than whatever one can deduce by just looking at the modern words.